Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be discussing the meanings of various symbols commonly found on Santa Muerte statues, as well as a few more uncommon symbols found adorning statuary dedicated to her. This is in no way a complete list of all symbolism relating to Santa Muerte, but rather just a starting point for learning a bit more about Santísima Muerte and some of the imagery associated with her. Her symbols don't always mean the same thing to everyone, and since her devotees are varied, opinions on symbols can vary too. If you have a differing opinion on a symbol discussed in this video, I'd absolutely love to hear about it, and you can comment that down below for others to read about and learn about as well. And if you are interested in this type of content, then consider subscribing to this channel, as I have a lot of similar topics that I will be discussing and delving further into in the future. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. The robes of Santa Muerte represent safety, and she envelops her devotees in a cloak of protection. The robes can represent her otherworldly nature, with her form hidden behind fabric. The robes are also symbolic of different types of ritual work, with an array of colors corresponding to the many types of workings. The skeleton itself is symbolic of death and the afterlife and what unites us all as human beings. It is a reminder of the inevitability of death and the temporary state of being alive on earth. The scythe of Santa Muerte is what she uses to cut the thread of life. The scythe severs the silver cord that bonds flesh and spirit, and it is used to reap the souls of the departed. It cuts through obstacles, addictions, and bad people. It cuts through bad energy at work or at home, and it slices through hexes and black magic. The scythe is a symbol of death and rebirth, endings and beginnings. It also stands for the harvest, abundance, prosperity, security, and the hope of a new start. The lantern of Santa Muerte is what she uses to light the way, to see in the darkness, and to guide us on our path. It represents peace, harmony, and illumination. It shows us new ideas, insights, and a heightened clarity when evaluating decisions to be made. It represents intelligence as well as spirituality, and it helps to illuminate the dark corners of our minds. The flame in her lantern is forever burning, and it is a perpetual beacon of hope. With her lantern in hand, Santa Muerte is beside us, even in our darkest moments, ready to light the way. The owl is a constant companion of Santa Muerte, and it is a symbol of wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence. It can represent the nocturnal hours, nighttime, and darkness. This also means seeing in the dark, sharp sight, and seeing things with a clear and keen vision. The owl, with its unfailing sense of direction, guides us to our destination, and it helps us to emerge victorious, even when we are unsure of our next step. This companion whispers guidance into our ears and imparts upon us wisdom. The owl is also an underworld guide and symbolizes death, renewal, clairvoyance, and seeing through deception. The scales of Santa Muerte represent legal justice, earthly justice, and divine justice. They are a symbol of equality, fairness, and impartiality. It is a symbol that is associated with the legal system, and it helps us to weigh our heart as well as our actions. It's a symbol of balance, and if things are out of balance, then the scales will eventually find their way to being balanced again. Some also associate the scales with righteous punishment for negative actions, or for returning to a period of balance after a time of unjust turmoil. The hourglass symbolizes the constant passing of time, and it is a measure of how long we each have left on this earth. It can also be a symbol of patience. When the hourglass is flipped upside down, the sands reset, and so things start anew. Her hourglass reminds us of our finite lifespans, and to make the most out of our time while we are still living. The earth, or globe, that she keeps with her, is the representation of the dominion that she has over the living. When it comes to humans, all are equal in her eyes, and she doesn't distinguish between country or race, male or female, rich or poor. She is present all across the world, and in some regards, the world really is in her hands. Many times we will come across Santa Muerte sitting upon a throne, and this symbolizes her reigning over the living, and reigning over many types of spirits, especially the spirits of deceased humans in their afterlife. Clocks represent things in a similar vein to the hourglass, as it's a measurement of time passing on Earth, our allotted time on Earth ticking by, and of patience. The crown or tiara upon her head is a holy symbol, as she rules over the living and the dead. It reminds us of her sainthood, and it is reminiscent of a saint's aura. This item is symbolic of her divine power and of her ability to manifest miracles. A mirror on the statue can deflect away harmful energies, offer protection, and help us reach deeper into our inner worlds as well as into spiritual realms. The mirror also aids in scrying and in shadow work. Her crystal ball is a symbol of divination, seeing the future, past, and present, as well as all aspects of a situation. This may appeal especially to those who practice fortune-telling, crystal gazing, or clairvoyant work. A sword in her hands represents her power to protect, and it also means justice. Her sword slices through negative energy in a location, such as in a home or in a business place. Horseshoes are a simple charm and generally stand for luck and for protection. Four-leaf clovers are another type of good luck charm that symbolize good fortune and luckiness. Seeds found on statuettes of Santa Muerte represent emotional abundance as well as economic or financial prosperity. They can also stand for healthiness, good nutrition, and fertility. Colored seeds, specifically, are present for the purpose of warding off negative magic and keeping those spells away, and they also counter against negative entities. The lock is a special symbol that does not allow harmful energy to come forth and enter. The lock secures you against envy or hate that would want to find its way into your home. The key, on the other hand, when present, is a symbol of doors being opened. It helps us open our roads and crossroads so that we can be led to new opportunities by Santa Muerte. The Cruz of Caravaca is a symbol found on most statues either inside or beneath the base. It stands for total protection, both materially and spiritually, as well as for health, happiness, and peace. Money or coins on the statue or in art of Santa Muerte stand for success, fortune, and prosperity, as well as economic ambition, financial stability, security, and abundance. Wings are found on some statues of Santa Muerte at times, as many regard her as an angel of death, as a holy being who ushers the deceased into their afterlives. Pregnancy, babies, or even unborn children in the womb on statues symbolize fertility, safe pregnancy, and the conception of new things as well as new beginnings. So that is my video on the symbolism of different items associated with Santa Muerte, as well as for items commonly found on the statues of her. There are always unique images of her being created all the time with differing symbols, animals that have a connection with her, and even some symbols that I may have forgotten. There is even symbolism behind the position she stands in on statues, like for example if she's sitting or standing, which I will make a video about in the near future. If you found any amount of value in this video, then drop a like down below. If you're a fan of this type of content, then subscribe, as I have similar content coming in the future, as well as more videos on spirituality and metaphysics. Take care, and have a wonderful day.